Subscribe to the channel. This is King. Welcome back. Man, you know I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, right? So anything, relating to Missouri, I just gotta, I don't know. I gotta grab and just try to hold on to it. But this is just right here. This is 43 years locked up in prison. I mean, this guy been in prison longer than I've been alive. Let's check it out. King.
A moment decades in the making for a story that we've been following for some time here on ABC News Prime. 43 years after entering a Missouri prison after being convicted in a triple murder that prosecutors now say he did not commit, Kevin Strickland is finally free, exonerated today by a Missouri judge. This is the moment that he thought might never come for the man at the center of one of the longest wrongful conviction cases in U.S. history. And while the record has finally been set straight for Strickland, just in the past week, we've gotten some painful reminders of Americans who went to the grave without any recognition that they were, in fact, innocent. Monday, a judge in Florida posthumously exonerated 4 black men known as the Groveland Four, who were falsely accused of raping a white woman in the Florida town of Groveland in 1949. And last week, nearly 57 years after the assassination of civil rights activist Malcolm X, 2 men convicted in connection with his killing were exonerated. Only one of them is still alive. In a statement, Muhammad Aziz said, "I hope the same system that was responsible for this travesty of justice also takes responsibility for the immeasurable harm that it caused me." Strickland, who is now 62, may share similar sentiments tonight. When he entered prison, he could walk. He now relies on a wheelchair. When we spoke with him in jail earlier this year and asked him what justice might look like, he said, "I don't know. I haven't seen it yet." I know you. It's been a long 43-year fight for Kevin Strickland, but tonight he can finally say he's a free man.
Just want to say something, youth. They just, what, and these brothers is coming home 43 years, 30 years and stuff like that. Now, only thing I think about when I'm hearing this is how many other brothers right now locked up right now. It's a gang of them. It's a gang of them, man. It's so sad. After 43 years, man, this guy's out. Man, it's really a shame, And this is the court system and the government and all that, and who people be looking up to and trusting. No, I don't trust the law enforcement, government, any of the feds, or I don't trust none of them as far as I can see them. Especially back in them days, they used to just throw brothers in the can for nothing, just to get them out the way. They still do to this day.
Disbelief. No, I didn't think this day was going to come.
Today, Missouri Judge James Welsh ordered his immediate release, ending one of the longest wrongful convictions in U.S. history.
I was actually watching a soap opera, and it thing went across news break or whatever they call them, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing.
So that's how you learned?
That's how I learned.
The 62-year-old took the stand to testify, the start of an evidentiary hearing, finally getting a chance at freedom, one he's been waiting for decades. Strickland was convicted by an all-white jury in 1979, despite having an alibi and no physical evidence linking him to the crimes. He's remained adamant about his innocence all along.
As you fellas pled guilty to this triple murder, is that right?
I know about that.
And I guess I just have to ask, why didn't you plead guilty?
I wasn't about to plead guilty to a crime I had absolutely nothing to do with. Wasn't going to do it.
His case for exoneration largely hung on this crucial piece of evidence.
The most important piece of evidence was a recantation of a witness. She has since died, but she really did a good job documenting her recantation, so we believe it to be a very credible recantation.
Back in May, Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker announced that her office found Strickland innocent.
So to Mr. Strickland, I am profoundly sorry for the harm that has come to you.
But at the time, Missouri law prevented her from being able to release release him or bring his case before a judge. When we spoke with Baker back in June, she did not mince words.
Let's just call it what it is. This is wrong. And everyone that works in this system must find a way to do the right thing now. The right thing is getting Mr. Strickland out.
Strickland's first exoneration hearing was held 2 weeks ago after a new law passed.
Yeah, that's Jackson County Courthouse right there. Take a look at that right there. You see that? Man, that's like the worst place in Kansas City to go. Not just because the law enforcement and all that. It's just like, it's bad spirits and fucking demons and ghosts up in that place, man. I'm telling you. And if you're from Kansas City, you know what I'm talking about. Subscribe to the channel. This is Kimi. Congratulations to that brother, 43 years, man. But that just lets you know how Missouri and Kansas is. I mean, it's like that around America. There's a lot of brothers like that right now that it's just, man, just trying to look for a little hope. Hopefully this inspires them to have a little hope for them, you know. 43 years, it's a long time. Very long time. Half of the witnesses and half of the people that put them in jail are dead. It's probably the reason why they was like, well, let's go in and let them out. There ain't no point of keeping them here. That's what it sounded like to me. You tell me. King me.